I am so sad that all of the manga that I'm featuring today, that the series is coming to an end at some point, because no, I don't want these series to end. Whatever that line is of like every good series comes to an end, no, we don't want that today. Hello friends, happy Wednesday, so very excited that you're here. I feel like today's prompt is like slightly bittersweet because I'm talking about manga that are going to be, or series that are going to be ending soon, because that is for today's Top 5 Wednesday prompt. And in case if you're not familiar with Top 5 Wednesday, in a nutshell, basically each week I answer a prompt using 5 books, but in this case I do manga to reflect the said prompt. And yeah, all of these are manga that are coming to an end because they just are. Most of them I feel like are in their final arcs in the Japanese volume. So we are not quite there yet for most of my picks when it comes to the English volumes, but the end is in sight and I'm not happy. I am not excited that the end is in sight. And I'll try and leave the links down below to like show the confirmation that all of these are in their final arcs, like that the creator has announced it in some kind of way. So you're not like, oh, you just made that up, because who wants to know like their favorite series is that not me, not me. So I guess diving right in, this one, I think it was actually announced last year, but the news came out that Queen's Quality, that it is in its final arc. I think in Japan, they're up to volume 2021. So we probably don't have many volumes left. And I'm not ready. I'm just not ready. Yes, is it a volume 17 or volume 18? I sobbed so much. I mentioned in the video review that I did. Yeah, I cried a whole bunch, but it's such an amazing, heartfelt series with so much action, intensity, and there's a little bit of romance. When you get it, it's like swoon worthy. I love it so very much. I still have not read this volume, despite that I shared on social media at some point that I was going to be reading this volume next, but I don't know what happened. I think I started Sand Chronicles first because I think I was worried that if I read this, my heart would get broken or I'd start crying. I was like, okay, I'm like, either we choose this or Sand Chronicles. Like, let's go ahead and go with Sand Chronicles. Glad I actually did wait for this one, because if I would have cried in this and Sand Chronicles, that would have been a lot for my little heart. And so I'm glad that I waited, but I'm so eager to read this. I have skimmed a little bit. I'm just like, I'm not ready. I'm not ready to read this volume. I mean, I'm ready. Like, hopefully that makes sense. I'm like, how do I describe this? I'm like ready and not ready, but I hope that the ending will be stretched out, like in a way that doesn't feel prolonged, but just in a way that's natural, and we just continue to get more volumes, because I don't know what I'm gonna do when the series ends. I really don't. It's just been so very wonderful and so very healing and very uplifting that I'm like, I need more of this series in my life, and I don't know if there's gonna be another manga that can fill the gap that will be left in my heart when this officially ends. Another series, I'm not ready for this one to end either. I think it was just a few months ago or sometime this year, it was announced that it is in its final arc, and that's A Condition Called Love. Like, no, I think we're pretty far ahead with the digital version or whatever, because I'm pretty sure for the US, when it comes to the digital, we are caught up with Japan. And I know within the past few months, the creator went on a brief hiatus to prepare for the final arc, and I'm just like, no. I've been hearing a lot of things and I'm pretty nervous, to be honest. So it's sort of like, okay, do I want the end to hurry up and be here so that I can see the happy ending? Because I'm pretty sure it's going to end a happy ending. Like, I can't see with our leads, with everything they've gone through thus far. I haven't read volume 8. I'm actually going to be starting after I finish Kakurio. This series review will be coming next Friday, so definitely stay tuned. But I feel like thus far, with everything I've read and everything they've gone through, like, I can't see with something supposedly bad having happened in one of the latest volumes, and that like right before the creator went hiatus, people that read the latest chapter in the magazine, everybody said it was heartbreaking. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm like, that has to be temporary. That has to be temporary. Like, I can't visualize this series ending on a sad note. I just can't see it. I just can't see it. I'm like, you guys have overcome so much. You guys love each other so much. Like, surely you will end on a happy note. Surely. I don't know how many volumes are going to be left of this, because I really don't keep track of the arcs, but I feel like the arcs in this series are pretty small, like maybe 2 volumes, 3 volumes. I admire people who actually can keep up with arcs, because I can't do that. Unless there's an actual name, like say in One Piece, where yes, there are names for each one. I can keep up with that. But majority of the time, I'm like, no, we're just in high school doing our thing. We have the summer vacation arc or the winter vacation. And I'm like, that's all I've got. That's all I've got. So I don't know. But I feel like for this series specifically, there's not much left. I don't know what's going to happen. I have not read the latest chapters or anything like that. So I really don't know what what has officially gone down. I've just seen things online. This is the one time I've seen a spoiler shared online where people were saying two different things. And I'm like, I don't know what the truth is at this point. So I'm just here for the ride, I guess. And I'm going to enjoy the physicals as long as they're ongoing, since we're, 5 volumes behind when it comes to digital. And I'm okay with that. I'm only keeping up with physicals right now. So for now, it's good. And I'm just sad to know that eventually it will end. And that it's in its final arc as well, which is 2 great series coming to an end. I don't even know how to feel about that. I don't even know. And then that's not the only one. That's not the only one, because this one is actually about to end next month with its final volume. And that is Twisted Wonderland. But this is I never can say this one, but this is the one that's about the Queen of Hearts, basically. This is a 4-volume series for this dorm specifically, because I did talk about on Monday how we are getting the book or the episode of Savannah Claw, which is a new dorm-focused manga. So that's separate though than this one. And volume 4, yeah, it comes out next month, and I'm excited. I'm sad to know that we will be wrapping up the arc, so to speak, for this manga specifically. But how this one ended and seeing things with Riddle, I am so here for it. I am so very, very excited. I was trying to see if there's like a page that I could share that wouldn't be too spoilery. There really isn't much that I can share, though this is one of my favorite pages right here. This is probably about as close as I come to horror-like vibes in a manga, because I really feel like with this 3rd volume, it's not horror, but it would be borderline, at least for me personally, and what I do read. It was just so good. The intensity, everything in this final chapter was incredible. So I'm excited for the 4th volume to see exactly, because of the game, I know it's about to go down, and I'm excited to see how it's going to go down in manga form, because I really feel like this manga has just amplified everything for the game and has made it 10 times better. I sort of want to be like, if you read volume 1, and I did do a first impression of it, and you're like, well, I'm not vibing with this because you're not familiar with the game or haven't played the game, that I sort of want to be like, just keep reading, because I feel like it gets less confusing for somebody that's like, because you really, in the 1st volume, you just get thrown into this world. And I feel like that's a purposeful thing that happens. Like, you're supposed to be confused, because when you play the game as a player, you yourself are confused and you don't know what's going on. So I feel like that's captured, that confusion's captured really well. But if you don't like being confused, then I would say you just gotta read to volume 2 where things get less confusing. It's only 4 volumes, so I feel like it's low commitment, but I'm also biased because I really love the game, really love the characters. So, but this episode of the manga is officially gonna be ending and wrapping up in the 4th volume next month. Can't wait to see how things unfold, even though I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm not gonna have any more to look forward to specifically when it comes to this, but thankfully we are being fed as Twisted Wonderland fans, because July we have the 4th volume, and then August we have the novel of this dorm, and then October I think is when we get the art book, and then November, then we get the anthology. So I'm like, we pretty much for the rest of the year we have a new volume of Twisted Wonderland in some kind of form or fashion. So I should be pretty good. It will help the wait, I guess, be a little bit less unbearable for when it comes to the episode of Savannah Claw next year, but that's gonna be in April. So I don't know what I'm gonna do in that time frame, but I'm gonna hang in there. But yes, Twisted Wonderland, this episode of the manga is unfortunately ending. It's unfortunately ending, but I know it's gonna be really, really good. This was officially announced by the manga creator. I know a lot of scan readers have told me that they really feel like it's in the final arc already, and that is Yona of the Dawn. But it was officially announced by the creator because recently in Japan, Yona of the Dawn won the Kobo Most Downloaded Ebook Award. The creator said that it's in the final chapter, assuming that, based off the translation Google gave me, that it's in the final arc. And I'm just like, oh my goodness. I have been very scared to read. I have not read this volume. Me and my friend that are buddy reading, we decided to wait, and I think that's the right decision, because I did read in one of the Hanatsume magazines, I think before the hiatus began for Yona, because it's off of hiatus now, but that chapter was a lot. No, I don't even know what was going on because I don't use Google Translate. I just look at the pictures. It's just more fun and exciting for me that way. But I was like, I feel like my heart is being torn in half right now. And I'm like, I don't even know the context of the words of what's being said. And it feels very unbearable. I just hope that this series ends on a happy note. I don't know of any scan reader that is happy about things that are happening. And if you are happy, well, you should feel like an MVP, because everybody I know that's reading over the Dawn scans is in devastation, turmoil, turmoil, feeling hopeless, and I'm just like, I didn't sign up for that, so I am waiting for the end to wrap up, and I'm just hoping and praying that it ends on a positive note because everything seems so bleak, and I don't know how to handle that. I don't know what to do with that, and so I am waiting. Please do not send me spoilers. I've had people do that. Please don't. I don't want to know. I only looked at that magazine because my self-control was very low, the self-restraint. I'm like sad I looked at it, but also grateful I looked at it because I'm like, now I know to just be patient and wait. Because I'm like, if it takes 3 years for Yona of the Dawn to end, then so be it. I will wait them 3 years just so I know I have a guaranteed happy ending. I don't know if I want it to hurry up and happen so I could read the end. I mean, if I know things are going to be more hopeful, then yes, it can hurry up and get here. But right now, no. I don't want Yona of the Dawn to end until I know there's a guaranteed happy ending, which I don't know what that says about me, but I'm just like, it's been so much. And then like going back for last week's video of characters that I see myself in when I was rereading Yona early in the series, I'm like, it was so happy. It was so upbeat. Yes, they had problems, but it ain't like it is right now. It ain't what it is right now. So there's much I feel like unpacked. I don't know how many volumes are left, but it's in the final arc. We're in the finale here, and I really hope that it has a good, I think I'll have a strong ending, but I hope it has a good and happy ending. That is what I desperately want, a happy ending. For my 5th pick, I also hope that this has a happy ending because while I don't feel hopeless, like I feel like people have been saying how they feel with Yona of the Dawn right now, I don't feel like things are much easier, and that is My Girlfriend's Child, which also was announced it's in its final arc. I did read the chapter, or I say read, I looked at the pictures for, I think it was one of the latest volumes, or not volume, latest chapters for this, and it was amazing. I almost cried. I couldn't even read the words, but looking at what's happening was so, gotta be careful what word I use here, was really incredible. That's all I can say, because that could be taken either way. And I was so emotional, and I'm just like, please tell me this is gonna end on a happy note as well. I know things are so hard in this series. Usually I don't read series quite like this where it doesn't feel like there's a guaranteed happy ending, because I'm like, if I'm gonna get emotionally invested, you better give me a happy ending. That's just how I am. I don't like sad endings. It's not my cup of tea. But this one, it's so engaging, and my heart is so invested of what's happening to our couple here that I'm like, I need to know. My heart just breaks every volume, but it's so powerfully written and so very engaging that here I am pre-ordering another volume, knowing that heartbreak could be, or thinking heartbreak could potentially be in store for me, and I'm just holding on to hope that it's gonna be worth it all in the end. Especially what I saw in that magazine with that chapter, I was like, and especially too, I think it's volume 6. The cover looks really happy. I was like, let this be a foreshadowing. Let this be a foreshadowing for me because I need happiness to happen for our main girl, Sachi. I would say, I remember Takara because he's just amazing. I mean, Sachi's amazing too, but Takara is like MVP for best boyfriend. He is absolutely incredible and so supportive of Sachi. And I read the blurb for volume 5 and I'm just like, please, please be a good manga, be a good volume, and don't leave me crying. I'll probably tear up because I think I have with every single volume. That or get really angry. So this is one I would definitely like recommend. It's hard, but it's so very good. It is so very good. And I'm sad to know that this one's coming to an end as well. I'm not sure how many volumes it's going to be. I don't know how many volumes are out in Japan right now. There's at least 6 right here in the US. So maybe like 7 or 8. I think it's going to be a 10 volume series though, because based off what I read, I'm not really sure what could happen after that. I mean, the creator could definitely go further. So to be determined. I hope it's going to be really good. Every volume's been really good, but I hope it has a happy ending as well. And for my honorable mention, I had to say Yusatoki Rhetoric. We're on volume 7, and this is a 10 volume series, so we only got 3 more volumes to go. I'm not ready for this one to end. I have loved every single volume. Shout out to my friend Maeve who put this series on my radar, and every volume has been a huge delight to read. I have enjoyed the mysteries, and seeing Kaneko really shine and flourish as a heroine has been so very satisfying. There's great humor that's woven throughout. The relationships are really good, and I love how the creator always brings back older characters and just has them pop in, even if it's just for a chapter. I've really loved that. Though we have not seen the 2 twins from before. That would be cool if we see them, because I just realized, I'm like, yeah, we have not seen them yet. And I think they're back from what, volume 4, I think it is. So I would love to see them again, but I really love this volume. I love this series. This is definitely another one that I'm like, there's going to be a hole in my heart when this ends. But I think My Dear Detective, which is definitely is different. Well, it's not shoujo, so that's what I mean. It's definitely different because I believe it's a seinen, but that is a mystery manga. I have reviewed the first 3 volumes, I believe, or the first 4 volumes that were digitally. They were available on Azuki, but now we're getting a physical release either this October or November. I think that's going to be the mystery manga that fills my hole when it comes to the mystery manga genre, because this series is not overbearing in like any scary elements. Was it volume 4 with the twins? Yes, that went past the Scooby-Doo vibes for me. I can handle Scooby-Doo mystery vibes, and I feel like this series is very reminiscent of that for me personally. And My Dear Detective, it's similar. The mysteries are different in that series. Our female lead is a lot older than Kaneko, so I feel like it's unfair to really compare them unless you're just looking for a mystery manga that's geared towards a female audience, even though that's a seinen. But I know more female readers that are reading it than male readers are, so I don't know. I don't really know what that says. But anyway, that's just how I personally feel. But I love this series so much, and I'm going to deeply miss it when we get volume 10. Volume 10 is not up for pre-order yet, but I have been waiting. I feel like based off how the release schedule has been for this entire series, that either we're going to get volume 10 in December or we're going to get volume 10 in January of next year. So it's like right around the corner. I feel like we're like 6+ months out, give or take, of when we'll get the final volume. And yeah, I'm not ready. It has been so wonderful. I'm definitely hoping to do a video review on the full series because I feel like more people need to read it, and it's so underrated, but it's so very wonderful. Like every time I hear people pick it up, they're like, I love this. This is so good. I'm like, yes, read it. More people read it because it's really good. It's very fun. Highly would recommend. And again, just I'm going to be so sad when this series ends. So sad. And obviously that was my ongoing theme or trend for this video today, of much sadness that all of these manga are ending. I don't want them to end. They're just all really, really good. But I would love to hear from you, friends. What are some manga that you know are ending soon that you're like, no, don't end, don't end? I would love to know. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching. Bye!